There goes my lip gloss. All right, kids. I'm fresh off my anti-haul. I got the gray sweater. I'm nice and angry. Let's complain about some dolls. Hey, dumpster divers, and welcome back to a new episode of our least favorite dolls of 2022. Like I do this every year, I wear the gray sweater. I ask you guys in polls on like Instagram, different Barbie groups, TikTok, etc. Maybe I should start getting a Twitter. That way I could actually like show you guys my We have a fun time, we complain about dolls, and you guys tell me what you want. And then based off like how many times the doll was mentioned, I count them up, tally them, and then we put them in a descending order, where number 20 is going to be not the most least favorite doll, and the number 1 is going to be the absolute least favorite doll for 2022. Just voted off like a couple of niche smaller groups. I don't always agree with these, but it's mostly like a consensus from the doll community. It's really helpful to have you guys tell me these things because then I get to look at these in a different light. And also I just love complaining about plastic. So why don't we start getting into it? And we'll start with number 20, which are the American Girl Truly Me dolls. Those popped up a couple times. I don't really see what the big deal is. They just look like a bunch of lesbians. Is that why you guys don't like them? You're homophobic? Like, what's going on? Why don't people like these? Like, I mean, they're like modern and they don't have like historically accurate clothing, I guess, but it's like very much like, I don't know, current day. Like, they're cute. They're a little boring and basic. Like, this doesn't look any different from like those knockoff American Girl dolls I see at like Target or Walmart or whatever. Like, they're a little too modern, but there's like boys. Huh, that's interesting. Huh, all right. Yep. Number 20. And then number 19, it was literally just LOL tweens. Like, that was it. It wasn't like specific ones. It was just them as a whole. And like, I get it. I'm not a big fan of like kid dolls, and tweens are definitely children. Like, some of them are cute. Like, I have the boy just to try him out, and he came with like little nail polish, and he's a cute little fat or whatever, and I absolutely love it. Some of the other ones, like, they're cute. I get it. They're tiny. They're a little expensive for how small they are. Not bad, but yeah, just they kept popping up, and like, I kind of get it. I get it. Oh, number 18. Woof! What a journey she has been. That is the Dia de los Muertos Rainbow High doll. That is heavily Spanish influence. Also, the price point is absolutely absurd, and I get it. And also, I'm pretty sure you can get it right now at a discounted price. Never completely sold out. And that's the thing with Rainbow High. Just be patient. They almost always come back into circulation, and they almost always go on sale or clearance. You don't need to be buying stuff immediately, especially if you're not a content creator. Jesus, are we just going down the MGA list? What is this? All right. Number 17, that is the Rainbow High Junior High dolls, which have similar vibes to the LOL tween dolls, so I get it. The Rainbow High Junior High dolls, like, they're cute, and if you're like a Rainbow High completionist, I mean, unfortunately, it's just like another, like, how many do they have now? Like 12, 18 junior high dolls that you have to add into your collection, and like, they're cute or whatever, but yeah, I get it. Like, I think I have Sunny, and I think I have Jade, and I bought them on sale, and that was it. I don't remember anything else. I don't remember unboxing them on my channel, and I just remember like, oh yeah, like the backpacks are cute, you know? Jesus! 16. Shadow High dolls. Those kept popping up a lot. People just weren't that into them, I guess, which is funny because, not to spoil anything, but they show up on the favorites as well. I like the Shadow High dolls. I thought they were fine. I got 2 of them to unbox, and then my audio went to absolute garbage, which my audio is never the best, but yeah, it was, I like them. I don't know. Maybe people just don't like the monochromatic thing, which I think I remember being a criticism when they first came out, but like, if you're gonna do monochromatic dolls, like, that's the way to do it. I haven't watched the show for a minute because I had to give up on it, but I don't think they ever explained like why Shadow High people are like monochromatic, right? But yeah, I don't know. I get it. The next series, they look funky as shit, dude. And also those Rainbow Vision Shadow High girls were like looking funky as shit. The only thing about the next like run of regular Shadow High dolls is they have a boy, which is fantastic. And all the accessories they come with are looking super cute, so I'm into it. Yes, number 15. This has been a nightmare. The Barbie style Instagram dolls. Do you guys know those ones that are like $100 to basically get what Barbie came with 10 years ago for like $20? So they're just articulated dolls with 2 outfits. That's it. That's all they are. It's always $100. Then that vanity that was really boring, but it lights up. So, she's worth $150. I got that vanity, wasn't super impressed. It felt like cheap IKEA dollhouse furniture, like even worse, actually. And it was super boring and orthogonal, and it just didn't really have like a fun design to the vanity, but I had FOMO and I didn't want to miss out. And then my Barbie, her hair is just awful. It like brushed out and got worse and worse and worse. It was coming out in clumps. Like, I just was not super impressed with like the price point versus what I got. There were some details though. There were actual hemming, actual fabrics, stuff like that. But literally that used to be the bare minimum for Barbie. So I shouldn't like congratulate them when they're charging me $150 to give me quality that just used to be standard for the brand. 14. These have been a journey. The Disney Princess Designer Series dolls, you guys know those? Yeah, those definitely had to come onto the list at some point. I get it. I get why people aren't super impressed with them. And obviously it shows because they almost never sell out. They end up going on sale, which is fantastic because at like $130 a pop, it's probably better to get them around like $90 or even cheaper if you can, which is fantastic. I liked the Tianas, the Ariels, and the Auroras for the most part. Which those are my girls, so I don't, I get it. And those are the ones I got. The newest purple Ariel, she's on her way. I like her. But there's a lot of them I just did not like. A lot of people were really into the Cinderella one, and I was like, she just looks like an old mean woman. And I don't know why. It just made her look so matronly. The Snow White, it was like grandeur, but it looked funky. Like, they all just looked funky. And then Rapunzel, she has that really cute Easter dress, but then everything else, like, it was just, they were weird. They were funky, and I get it. And they're different. And Disney fans, they want different, but they don't want different. You guys know that Beauty Inside a Box guy, Joey? He always talks about, like, the Disney princesses and how much he loves them, but if they change them up too much, he does not get into it. And I feel like that's, like, an echo of what other Disney fans want. They want different dolls, they want things, but they don't want it too different. Because that's scary. So, I don't know. But I get it. Alright, 13. The Barbie holiday dolls. Obviously not Odile, because we all love her. But just the regular ones. Kind of boring, right? Like, this poinsettia dress. Like, the face sculpts are pretty, obviously. But, like, that's it. And every year, like, well, I don't even think they were $40 this year. I think they were like $45 or something stupid. Like, for what? They always go on clearance. If you wait until January, you can get them for like $15, dude. Like, they never sell out. Like, the Odile, obviously, she's sold out quite a few times, but she keeps coming back into stock. I got her for like $20 on Black Friday. I just waited around and she finally showed up. And there she is. I got her for $20 and she's in the Wonder Woman dress and she looks fantastic. Washed out her hair and everything. But the other ones, yeah, I get it. So, number 12, the Rainbow High Paris Hilton doll. Obviously, there are people who are going to love her, and there are other people that are going to be like, so a blonde doll with pink? All right, that's innovative. And, like, obviously she comes with, like, details and everything that's Paris Hilton, and if you're a Y2K person, you're, like, really into her. I know Paris has said some stupid shit online. I know that she's, like, very much conservative and everything, and I get it from like a 2000s kid nostalgia factor when she was just a dumb girl on that show, and I get it. Like, she's an icon though, and icons are problematic. Yeah, and the price point is a lot and everything, and they took forever to spit her out, and they kept pushing it back, and like nobody knew when they were coming, and then all of a sudden she was here. So, like, a little messy, but, like, collaborations probably get messy, and I'm sure Paris Hilton gets a cut of the doll, which is why it is so expensive, and why it probably took so long for them to finally spit her out. And, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like, she's fine, she's pretty, but she's not, like, $100 pretty, and I'm just a little bored with her, But maybe if she goes on sale for, like, $50, I'll get her. Maybe. Ugh, number 11, woof, woof. The Monster High reproductions, I get why they're on this list. And it's not because people don't think they're pretty. It is more than likely the fact that you can't fucking get them. Like, what was the point, Mattel? Why'd you spit them out just so scalpers could sweep them all up? Like, you released the pre-production dolls And they showed up on shelves for like 5 seconds, but they were gone. The reproduction of Monster High has just been handled like absolute garbage, dude. And like they never showed up in my area, so I had to rely on the internet, and that was rough. And I got that one Frankie back there, and then a Claudine Wolf that I ended up giving to like somebody I go to school with because she loves Claudine. But like that was it. Like they were so hard to get. Like, and for normal Monster High fans, like the price point was perfect. But you just go around like fucking over your like fan base, and for what, Mattel? Like, what are you doing? Like, do better. And they have no excuse at this point. They've been a corporation forever. And it's so easy to blame everything on COVID and like supply chains and everything, but like, come on, Mattel, handle your shit better. You knew what the hype that was going to be around the Monster High reproductions. Not even to mention like those real drama dolls. That was a fucking missed ball handle. Like, I don't know. Do better. All right, guys. Now we're getting into the top 10 least favorite dolls of 2022. And number 10, we're starting off strong with a sensitive topic that I'm going to try and not make too many jokes about, but you know I'm thinking them. Queen Elizabeth. Yeah. Nobody gave a shit about this doll when she first came out. Nobody fucking cared. And then all of a sudden, when Queen Elizabeth died, in her 90s, by the way, these started shooting up, and they're like stupid prices on eBay right now. Like, for what? Everybody knows that Barbie collector dolls are just what like Playline was like 10 years ago, you know? She's boring. Not to mention there are multiple issues with the monarchy, colonization, like London, the UK, England in general. You know, like, I don't know. I get why she's on the list, 100%. All right, number 9, the Mark Ryden dolls, which obviously aesthetically the Mark Ryden dolls are going to be like a 50-50. You're either going to love them and like that's your style because it's very like kooky and camp and fun, or it's just not your thing aesthetically. And I get that. That price point, I almost shit my pants when I saw that those were regular retail prices and not scalper prices. Like, Mattel has lost their damn mind. And I understand like Mark Ryden has to get his cut, but when is it too much, you know? Like, I was embarrassed for Mattel when I saw that pricing. Like, how are they? And you know what? Doesn't even fucking matter what I'm saying. They sold out. They all sold out. Like, Barbie fans, are you okay? This is quality that like we just got a couple years ago for like $50-$75, like Silkstones with like some details. Like that $500 one, those are two fashionistas right there. Like, those are fashionistas. Those are not collector dolls. I don't care that they're made out of silkstone. Like, I would like to know what the difference for Barbie is versus like a vinyl versus like the cost of like the silkstone material, because I know it's porcelain like, but it's still fucking plastic. And I'm a huge fan of the silkstone material, but I just like, I don't get it. Like, the Mark Ryden dolls, they're fun and they're camp, but that's it, you know? Like, embarrassing, but it doesn't matter because they sold out. Number 8 was surprising how many times these showed up, because I don't mind them. But it was the LOL Fierce OMG dolls. I think they're fucking slay, dude. Like, compared to the other girls, they're not as like curvy, and I don't know. It's hard because I like the LOL OMG girls, but I also like the Fierce girls. And obviously they're very different, like stylized body types and everything, but I like them both. And I have the Lady Diva OMG Fierce girl, and I was happy with her for the price point and everything. She didn't come with as much as like other ones for like a cheaper price. So maybe that's it. Or maybe people just don't like the body type, don't like the style, whatever. And that's fine. But yeah, they showed up a lot, and I was very, very surprised. Yeah, number 7. Woof. That is the Go Pay dolls. Yeah. What was that, Mattel? That was another one where they were just like slapping prices around, and I thought for sure it was scalper pricing. Like $200 for her. I know I've said this multiple times during this listing, but isn't that literally just like fucking like what mid-tier collector quality was like 5 years ago? Like, I'm not even lying. Like, where's the $200? Like, where is it? I want to know. And for people who got it, this isn't like an attack or anything. I just genuinely want to know, like, if you're watching this video, like, you tell me, when you got her and you opened her up, were you like, yes, this was worth $200? And then after you put her on the shelf, have you touched her since then? I just want to know, because I'm not seeing it. Number 6 was hard because it showed up a lot where it was like fashionistas, Playline Barbie, fashionistas. So I just kind of grouped them all together. I don't know. And I've said this before on my channel. The fashionistas are what they fucking are. They're $10. They're not molded on plastic tops. And yeah, there are a bunch of lazy ass t-shirt dresses that nobody actually wears in real life, even though people try to convince me they do. And I'm like, okay, bitch, wear. I would like to see that. But like, they're usually really pretty face sculpts and they're good for like body swaps, whatever. They're readily available. And if you're a Barbie fan, you can get yourself a halfway decent looking doll in the face, at least, at the very least, for like $10 or less. So like, fashionistas are what they are. But yeah, as far as Playline Barbie goes, like these deluxe dolls, like the fucking Totally Hair Barbies, I think they were like $25, and it's like, that's just a fashionista with hair accessories that some of them you can't even use because they give you those fake plastic scrunchies. Like, who's that for, Mattel? You can't use those. Just give them regular scrunchies. Like, I don't understand your tight, cheap ass. And just anything else, like the Playline sets where it's always like a grocery store set and then they shove in like a shitty Barbie last minute. Why? You don't need to. Those Barbies are never good. The outfits are never like that great. And it's like, take out the Barbie and make it $5 cheaper. You know, I don't need the Barbie in the Playline play sets. Stop it. This one showed up a lot, and I definitely disagree. But number 5 is Monster High Generation 3. Yep. I mean, it had to be on this list, right? I don't know for sure why people aren't super duper on board. I can make guesses based off discourse I have seen in the doll community. And one thing that definitely happens a lot with the Monster High Generation 3 stuff is it's just not the first gen, which I get. Like, nostalgia is quite powerful, and I understand it. So I get why it wouldn't appeal to like OG Monster High fans, and it's too new for like new Monster High fans, you know? So we'll see how it goes and if it keeps going. One thing I have noticed with the Monster High G3 stuff that I think is so fucked, and if you're one of those people that's doing it, like, why are you in our community? They are like shitting on Draculaura for being too fat, which, calm your tits. She's not, she just looks like she's fed. Like, compared to the emaciated, like, spindly little proportions of Gen 1, anybody's gonna look like they gained weight. Like, it is absolutely ridiculous. Like, if you're fat phobic, just say you're fat phobic. Like, if that's your only valid criticism is it looks like Draculaura eats, get over yourself. Different bodies existing, especially coming from Mattel, where they can't just cheap out and put in the same body sculpt over and over and over again for all their dolls. That's a commitment, and that's impressive. And that's basically what Monster High is all about, is different stuff. Like, Draculaura, she looks fine. Like, what are you fucking bitching about? Stop it. And obviously this is for people who just think this way. If you don't think this way, that's fine. Obviously this isn't about you. It's about them, and they need to stop. Number 4. This showed up a lot. And I haven't even seen them yet, and they're so new, but I couldn't believe how much they showed up. Art Squad. Those dolls, I don't know. I get it. They give me, like, before MGA had Rainbow High and they were doing, like, poopy unicorn slime dolls. Like, it's giving me those vibes. And honestly, when dolls go into, like, this semi, like, preteen toddler-looking fashion doll thing, they usually don't track very well with, like, 12-inch collector dolls. And I get it. They're fine. They're obviously not for me. I couldn't believe how many times they got brought up. All right, now we're getting into the top 3. So, number 3, Barbie Extra. Just kept popping up everywhere. Barbie Extra Fancy, all that stuff. Like, and I get it. There's never been a Barbie Extra that I'm 100% on board with. I'm usually down with like a couple, and it's usually like pieces of them, or they're just their face sculpt or their articulation or whatever. And so I like them for individual pieces, but never as a whole. And there are so many Barbie Extras all the time, it's just easier to wait for them to go on clearance and buy them then, because they always go down to like $10, $5 easy. Especially after the holidays, if y'all can just wait until after the holidays, those Barbie Extras, they're going to be clearancing out real quick. And I promise, number 2, like, I pinky promise this wasn't me. People like just kept bringing them up. And I 100% agree, because I barely touch those bitches. Mermaids, mermaids. I don't get it. I just do not get it. Like, and there's so many people that are like, oh, but they're so pretty from, like, their face. I want them for their face. Like, I'm going to head swap them and put them on. Like, what's the point of a mermaid doll if the only thing you like about her is the top up, you know? That's my response. Mermaids who? Also at like $35 a pop, like, their stupid salon was like $100 or something. Those girls cycle out so quick. It hasn't even been a year yet, and you can get like Gen 1 mermaids dolls for like $12 on clearance. Like, I mean, look on Amazon right now. I guarantee you they have mermaids dolls that are 20 and under. Easily. You should not be giving MGA $32 a pop for mermaids that you can't even take their tail art off, or they have terrible articulation, you know? In the tail. They have like decent upper body articulation, I'll give them that. But yeah, I agree. Like, what's the point? So before we get into number 1, obviously we have to do honorable mentions. We do them every year. The Addison Rae dolls. Who cared, right? Are they relevant? Like, I haven't seen them. Color reveal, Dreamella, all irrelevant. Like, who cares, right? Another honorable mention, since they are officially releasing the Disney Princess license, Hasbro. Definitely one of my least favorites. Which brings me into my other least favorite. They haven't even released yet, and I know they're going to be garbage. The Disney Princess dolls from Mattel, what's the point? Like, they're already my least favorite for 2023. I can tell. And then you guys kept bringing up the Mattel Creations website and Mattel in general, and I just laughed because, you know, obviously, I talk a lot on my channel about not sucking the dick of corporations and criticizing corporations for their shitty actions and stuff. And so it was just funny to see, like, because the Mattel Creations site, it just needs to be put out of its misery. 6 feet underground. Like, it is such a trash website. So, yeah, I agree. And Mattel itself, and honestly, if I could pick, yeah, Mattel and Mattel Creations would be my number 1. But you guys picked, and the number 1 least favorite doll of 2022, as voted by you guys, that's really important to remember, Roxy Grand from Rainbow High. What a bland and boring doll, dude. And how much was she? She was like $85, and then the price kept changing, and it's because she can twirl around inside of her box as some gimmick or something. Who gives a shit, dude? No second outfit, no nothing. I heard she's an asshole in the, like, holier than thou attitude in the TV show. What are you doing, MGA? What was this? Like, Rainbow High is a very special and unique doll line because you did something. You made our money go somewhere. You gave us articulation, doll stands, outfits made out of the actual fabrics they're supposed to be made out of, shoes, everything. Like, for usually less than $30. And then I don't know what started happening. I don't know if they like dipped in sales and so they had to compensate with her. But like, really, MGA? Come on. Rainbow High deserves better. Especially, isn't this their first holiday doll? And they did this? Like, she's fine. She's pretty. She's not $85 pretty. She's like $30 pretty, maybe. And that's like pushing it. That is our list of disappointments for the 2022 doll year. Let me know if you guys agree, if you disagree, and let me know, like, if one of your disappointments didn't make it on the list. I gave it a couple of cycles and let people give me their opinion. One of the groups I posted in, like, nobody even replied, so it's not like I get like a shit ton of replies, but I get enough to like get kind of a consensus from the doll community. So I really appreciate you guys helping me out. And for the most part, I agree with a lot of these. All right, guys, I will see you in my next video where we end the year of 2022 on a more positive note. And we're just going to talk about our favorite dolls from 2022. And I'm super excited to be happy. Well, pretend to be happy on camera. Roxy Bland. No, thank you.